lot of feelings of emptiness, that feeling of what's the point? I'm Ethan Walpole. I went through the Clean Heart program here at MBF and also volunteered as a support group leader. In 2016, about 2 years before I attended the programs, my mom passed away from cancer, and that was a really heavy blow for me. It left me feeling very empty and questioning what the point of life was. I found myself turning to pornography and masturbation as a way of escaping what I was feeling. Those feelings were senses of emptiness and not knowing where to go from there. Kind of running at a deficit, asking myself, how do I do life now that I'm missing someone so important? That was a big aspect of what started me in my downward spiral. Luckily, the Lord met me near the bottom of and led me to Mid-Valley Fellowship. I'd say for me, perseverance looked like continuing no matter how I felt. There were a lot of times during the process and even still afterwards where it feels like I'm not as far as I want to be. The Lord wants to have a journey and a process with you. And there are a lot of things that in His wisdom, He knows He can't heal instantly, because there's a lot of things He wants to teach us through those things. And perseverance was one of those things He taught me. Even when I don't feel like He's working, He's working. And those feelings of, Lord, you're doing something, those were oftentimes what kept me going. One area my character grew a lot was patience, because this is a process and a journey, and the Lord had to teach me patience. And that patience has been so valuable to me because it's spread into any other area of my life that there's waiting involved, there's process involved where it's not a quick fix. Another area that the Lord really grew my character was my understanding and value of service. It's something that the Lord really, really uses to heal, because ultimately the most healing we'll ever find is when we keep our eyes on Jesus. And serving is something that forces you to stop looking at yourself. In this journey that I went through and I'm still on, selfishness was something that the Lord really highlighted as a root cause. When I would go to these sins or go to these things to try to escape, ultimately I was trying to find a selfish way to fix my problem. And the more I began to serve and lay down my time, the more I realized that was how the Lord was going to heal me, and that's a lot of how the Lord has continued to heal me. When I get my eyes off myself, things go well. And on top of that, He also taught me that even in the middle of a mess, He can use you. He can use us. And it almost feels like those are His favorite places to work. The people that don't think they have any problems tend to miss the opportunity for the Lord to use them. And so if you're feeling discouraged, just remember He's probably right there in the middle of your mess, and that's His grace and that's His mercy on our lives. I used to carry around with me this feeling of hypocrisy, like there was something wrong with my Christianity, like my relationship with the Lord wasn't real, or my faith wasn't genuine because I was struggling in these areas. And the Lord has shown me that my performance is not what He takes into consideration. He takes into consideration His sacrifice. And that truth, when it got down in my heart, really freed me up to have hope for my future when it comes to many areas of my life. I'm not carrying around this burden like, oh, I just feel like a hypocrite. Those things have fallen away and been replaced with that hope for the future. It's not in me that I have my hope, but it's in His ability to heal. I thought it was going to be the way it was forever. I thought I was going to be stuck forever. And it was a process and it took time, but the Lord has shown me, hey, I have better things for you than where you are right now. And if you'll trust me and you'll put your hope and your faith in me, I will bring those things to you in the proper time. And that's a big aspect as well of hope, is you have to trust in the Lord's timing to have proper hope. Again, trusting the Lord and taking one step at a time, not rushing and not going too slow, and asking Him for wisdom on what's the right pace to go at, Lord. Because He wants to walk with us, but He doesn't want to run ahead of us and leave us behind, and He doesn't want to watch us run past Him. He wants us to walk step by step with Him, and He knows what's the good pace for us to take so we don't get burned out or discouraged. And Valley Fellowship has been a huge beacon of that hope in my life, because even when I wanted to give up on myself, they didn't give up on me, because they have that same heart and attitude that the Lord has, that even when we're in our darkest moments, He wants to be right beside us, and they want to be right beside the people that they help. And they're a wonderful ministry for that.